Good morning and welcome to the Mayor's Weekly, and we're pleased to have you with us today. This morning joining me is our Chief of Police J.C. Poe, and we're going to devote this segment to COVID-19 and some of the things that we're observing in our city, and simply making an appeal to you to do those things that have been rolled out to us as precautionary measures in preventing the spread of COVID-19. I have to say that I have seen things in the last week or so absolutely shocking about the lack of concern, the lack of compliance with the governor's order. It appears that there's a major indifference, and that's not just the rank and file. I've seen situations where apparently the leadership of organizations have elected to do nothing about it, not to enforce the governor's order, and here's what's happened. Latter part of last week, I get a map periodically that shows how counties across the state of Alabama are faring in their effort to control the spread of COVID-19. We have 67 counties in Alabama. The map that I got on Thursday or Friday, and if you're in red, that's an indication that you have big time problems. 2 counties in the state of Alabama that were in bright red. Unfortunately, one of them was Walker County, and another one was down in the south central part of the state. And so that what that says is that we need to take every precaution we can to rein that in. It's clearly we're here managing Jasper. We're not managing Walker County. I don't know what county government's doing, county law enforcement, whatever. That's not for me to have a hand in. That's theirs to manage and whatever, and I'm not being critical of them. So I can't comment on that. But what I want to do this morning is talk a little bit about things that are going on in this city, and again, to make a simple appeal to you to do those things necessary to turn this pandemic back. And Chief Poe manages a large staff of folks that look after law enforcement in our city. He has officers on the ground 24/7. And Chief, you and I have talked, and I'm not asking you a question that I don't know the answer to, but could you share just some of the things that your folks are observing out there, and maybe things that need to be done where we could get better?
Yes, sir. We have our officers are in and out of our stores and asking people to wear a mask, to put one on, and trying to get people to comply with the governor's guidelines and executive orders. And they run across people that it's getting better somewhat, but you still have people that I don't want to say they're defiant, but they're not complying with it. And we simply ask them to go get a mask, and most of your larger stores supply a mask at the door, and ask them to wear one. And yet a lot of people, I guess, when they get in the doors and come on in, they get complacent, maybe pull it down or take it off. And we've even observed some that won't even wear one at all. They'll walk past the person at the door and won't take a mask and just continue going. And we'll approach these people when we see them, and we try to do it in a polite way, and we ask them to put a mask on. And I personally had a few of them ignore me, and I've had to just bring it to their attention again before they walk off, and then they will head that way towards the door. I've not followed them to see if they go ahead and get one and come back in or not. But we definitely don't tell people to leave businesses. We are just trying to do this in as at least adversarial way as we can to get people to comply with the governor's orders. And that's the only way that we're possibly going to get past this and get back to any normalcy. We also appeal to the business owners. to do like some of the larger stores, have someone there at the door, possibly handing out masks and reminding people to wear them. And also, and we understand that they're reluctant to say a whole lot because they don't want to lose customers, and we understand that. And we have not issued the first citation for anyone not wearing a mask, and we don't want to go there. We want to try to get people to comply with it voluntarily. But that's where we're at with that, and we wish that all the people that prepare food would wear a mask. There's been some leeway granted to those folks by the health department, the state health department, as to where apparently they don't have to. That's our understanding. We got a letter from them, but we would recommend strongly that they do wear one. The public and even ourselves, as representing the citizens, we all need to do everything that we can in order to try to stifle this COVID. And our officers are required to wear a mask. There's certain times they can't wear one, but if they're outside of their car, unless there's no one around them, then they are required to wear one. And I know that it's hard, particularly if you're outside and around somebody as hot as it is. It does make it more difficult to breathe. But this is something that it affects everybody, and we're all having to deal with it, and we are too, and it's not something that we're trying to impose on the public that we don't have to deal with ourselves. We're all in this together, and it's going to take all of us working together to get to a better place with this.
Well, Chief, you touched on something, and I know it's the belief of many that the sole mission of a police officer is to give people citations. Untrue.
That's untrue.
If you look on our police cruisers, you see our mission: serve and protect.
That's right.
And as the chief pointed out, we haven't given we don't want to cost people money. Certainly, if you were to elect to as our police authority, you could certainly do that, couldn't you?
Yes.
And I think it's kind of expensive, is it not?
It is. The first citation can be $500, and then it would even go up from that.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So what we're doing is we're asking our police officers as they travel across this city to have a presence and retail facilities, encouraging the management, the ownership to enforce the mask order. Now, let me tell you another thing. You think, well, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. And I hear regularly, when are we going to get more jobs in our city or whatever? Well, I can tell you, based on experience, much experience, and industrial recruitment and whatever, if a company was looking at coming to Jasper, Walker County, or whatever, and it becomes quite obvious that we're not doing the things necessary to try to turn this pandemic back, why would they want to locate here? Have a place where their workforce is going to be impacted by this virus, and they've got a huge investment and they can't make money. So it's bigger than, well, Chief Poe's just trying to give me a hard time, his officer's trying to give me a hard time. It sends a message about our image, and I can tell you we live in a very, very competitive world, and those who are getting it right, they're going to get the rewards, and if we're not getting it right, we're not going to get any rewards. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Now, today, if you don't read the paper, maybe you buy one, maybe you go online, and I'm not working for the Mountain Eagle, but Ed Howell's column, I think it could not have been put better about what's going on out there. Mr. Howell's been very perceptive as he's traveled around this city and made observations, and everything that he talks about in that article is accurate. I would call on you to take a few minutes, read that article, and let me ask you to be a servant for this community. And if you see things in the right way, if you could encourage people to comply, that can help. There's no way, Chief Poe has a large staff, but there's no way that his staff can do everything. We're going to have to take it upon ourselves if we have a chance of turning this back. But if we want to have an image of total disregard for what's been rolled out to us, let it fall where it'll fall, then the penalties will be great for that. Not penalties on the people, but businesses will look elsewhere to make their investments, that sort of thing. We don't need that. This city, as we're winding down fiscal year 2020, this city is in the best financial shape it's ever been in. Based on my research and the research of others, we're positioned to make some more good things happen. But we don't need those kind of headwinds. But at the top of it is not the economics of the deal. It's taking care of our people, trying to keep our people healthy. If we do that, then that'll pay big dividend toward helping us grow and ratchet it up in our city. So again, I issue to you an humble appeal to do those things. Let me call on the leadership of our various entities, public and private, school systems, retail establishment, manufacturing facilities. Do those things that you can do to bring about compliance with the governor's order. And it's already been proven across this country that the mask orders in different places are causing the numbers to decline. And this virus, I talked to healthcare folk, this virus is not going away. You can't kill a virus, I'm told. So we're going to have to manage through it. You can be a critical part of that management effort, and I urge you to do so. Pleased to have you with us this morning, and we welcome your questions, thoughts, ideas, and we'll look forward to being with you next week.